ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry.
In 1986, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville was started with a promise to provide clients with truthful, friendly, and courteous service. It worked. With an expanded client base, the Firestone Insurance Agency's customers are now able to choose from over 20 well-known insurance companies. So whether it be auto, home, business, or life, Firestone has you covered, and the promise to provide truthful, friendly, and courteous service is still in place. As an independent insurance agency, the Firestone Insurance Agency works for you. They do the shopping for you to save you time and a bunch of needless phone calls. Because let's face it, no one loves to shop for insurance. Call the office at 724-455-3900 or visit FirestoneInsurance.net. Can't make it to Normalville? Let the Firestone Insurance Agency bring service right to your kitchen table. The Firestone Insurance Agency, 724-455-3900 or FirestoneInsurance.net. Doing what is right for the customer. Finding the most affordable rates while making sure there are no coverage gaps so you are fully protected from the unforeseen.
Mountaintop Title and Notary can handle all of your motor vehicle and PennDOT needs, such as titles, plates, renewal, registrations, and all notary needs. Tina Nicholson of Mountaintop Title and Notary can also handle ATV and boat titles and also does income taxes. Hours are Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30, and appointments can be made for after hours and Saturdays. Mountaintop Title and Notary with a new location at 655 Nelson Road in Farmington, the only place you need to go for all title, notary, and tax work. Call Tina at 724-984-1514 for the most professional services around.
It's a new day at WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, and we're bringing a new level of quality health care to our community. From primary care to specialty services, our team has always put patients first. And now, thanks to our merger with WVU Medicine, our commitment to patient-centered care has grown even stronger. With new resources, a growing staff, and advanced technology, our team is here to provide you with top-quality care when it matters most. Discover the new Uniontown Hospital and see how we've grown.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect gift. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm Agent Nate Ferguson is here in Uniontown to help you select the right protection at the right price. Nate will make sure you understand your coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm Agent Nate Ferguson, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call Nate when you want the real deal.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of John Marietta and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds Office or Fayette County government. This program is privately produced and funded, and no county resources are used for its production or promotion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was trucking up the highway, minding my own lane, with some dude in a Prius went and flipped me off. Guess my redneck hit him wrong. Seems like everyone these days is a ticking time bomb full of hate for folks like me who don't agree and ain't ever gonna change. And it gets me thinking,
hey everybody, this is John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly, and it's another Trumptastic day here in Fayette County. Today's show is being brought to you by Burhan's Krause Funeral Home, Thundering Hills Feed and Supply, Fayette Recovery Storage and U-Haul, HC Containers, Laser Brothers, Highline Motorsports, and like I said, you might wish you had one of them 4x4 things before this weekend's over. Humber Sanitation and Septic Pumping, Fayette Structures, Country Motor Sales, Premier Auto Glass, the Fayette County MAGA Patriots Group, HBJ Radio, Miles' Garage and Tire Center, Solid Foundation Ministries, and there will be no church on Sunday. They've already canceled. The Ink Spot, JB Market in Dunbar, Mung's Auto Body and Repair, and Fayette Structures. Hey, I'm going to get right at it. We got a snowstorm coming in, and I'll tell you what, everybody knows that, and I'm sure everybody's out buying. I used to work in a grocery store, so I know what that's all about with people, and It's a crazy thing. I mean, everybody thinks they're going to run out of toilet paper, eggs, and milk, and bread. So, but like I said, the way things are nowadays, you're only going to be tied up hopefully for one day, and hopefully none of the power goes out. And I tell you what, we need to say a prayer for all the power workers and all the EMS workers and all the fire departments out there, because they're going to, when snow rolls, trees come down, and things happen. So let me get started. I'll tell you what. Yes, I am Jon Marietta, the hillbilly, and the waters are rolling down like the falls at Ohio, and justice is thundering like the Youghiogheny River after a hard rain. You can hear it in the air, a roar coming off these mountains, because something powerful's fixing to break loose here in Fayette County. Something's going to foul in that courthouse under the beautiful dome that is in there. And if you want to take a trip and you want to see the dome, it is a pretty thing to see in the courthouse. Men and women who gave 30 years to this county and many more years have been thrown out like scrap paper. No thank you, no pension, just a pink slip, and not even a pat on the back. Just goodbye. That's not reform, friends. That's betrayal. And the ringleaders, Scott Dunn, Vince Vacides, and Harry Kaufman, the three men who talk about no new taxes, well, they got the livelihoods of the very workers who kept this county afloat when times were lean. They brag about budgets, but they balance them with blood. That ain't stewardship. That's sin in a suit. Proverbs 29:18 tells us, where there is no vision, and that's right, where there is no vision, the people perish. Well, take a good look around Fayette County. The vision's gone, sold off at auction to the highest bidder. Our people are perishing while these commissioners sip bourbon in Seven Springs and pose for pictures beside fancy projects. They found money for walking trails, county cars, and bridges to nowhere, but somehow there's no money for the folks who've given their lives to this county. I reckon the only thing balanced about that budget is the hypocrisy of it. And now, I got to ask, as a citizen and as a man of faith, where is our county controller? Where is our county treasurer? Isn't it their job to safeguard every penny, to demand transparency, to keep an eye on the public till? Where's the oversight? Where's the accountability? Or have they gone quiet while the courthouse powers trade their people's wealth for political comfort? Luke 16:2 says, "Give an account of thy stewardship, for thou mayest be no longer a steward." Hear that, folks? Even heaven demands accounting. And Fayette County's due for one right here on earth. Yes, a complete audit by an independent company. And don't you think Pat Stefano's getting a free pass either. He's been handing out tax breaks and sweetheart deals to the luxury resorts while our people drown in layoffs and debt. Nemacolin gets county cash. Fayette workers get pink slips. You can't call that development. Wow. That's plantation politics all over. Isaiah 10:1 says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteousness decrees." Well, I reckon the woe's overdue in this county. We see you, commissioners. We see you, Senator Stefano. And now we're asking loud and plain, controller, and the treasurer, what are you going to do about it? Because silence makes you complicit. I had to look that up to put that in there. Silence makes you complicit, everyone. You hide behind balance sheets and press releases forever. The truth always seeps through like spring water down the mountain, slow, steady, and unstoppable. Fayette County, it's time to rise up. From Connellsville to Masontown, from Fairchance to Farmington, the people are tired of polished lies and pretty words. We're taking back the moral ground. We're taking back our dignity. The Bible still says in Galatians, and it hasn't changed, in Galatians 6:7, "Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And these men have sown greed, fear, and betrayal. But the harvest, that harvest is coming, and justice will roll like the Youghiogheny River when it's flooding, swift and strong. I am Jon Marietta, and I am the hillbilly, and I'm telling you, righteousness will lift up a county, but sin will silence. Together will sink it. Let the truth roll like the waters, justice thunder like the mighty Yacht, till every backroom deal is flung wide open and every crook stands in the light." I put that all together in about 25 minutes. Some of the punctuation wasn't in the right spots, but anyways, it came to me last night, and I threw that together real quick. But
how many workers is this involved?
We're not
15?
sure. We're not sure. I don't have a complete number, but it looks like it's between 15 and 19. I've got several reports, and I've also got a report this morning that there's going to be more involved.
Wow.
Some of these people have worked at the county for over 30 years.
It says,
some of them,
some of them are close to retirement.
Some of them were close to retirement. I met with a couple people last night down at they actually came to the precinct committee.
Oh wow,
thing.
yeah.
And I got Larry Doherty here with me, and I got Melanie, and we had a nice crowd down there last night, and we had about I had 6 or 7 people that wasn't able to be there. Melanie had some text messages this morning, and a
lot of new faces last night too.
Gino Gallo has about 4 more, and I know Larry Doherty has at least 1 or 2 more. So we're looking at about 35 people running right now for precinct committee people.
Well, with this recent announcement from the layoffs at the courthouse, we might even get more people interested, because this is where leadership counts.
It does.
At the precinct level, and this is why we're in the situation where we are. Failure to have qualified people leading this country as tax collectors, not tax collectors, our county treasurer and the county commissioners are sitting there, raking us over here as taxpayers in Fayette County, taking us down a path that, any return, I don't know.
Larry was down there with us last night. What did you seem to think, Larry?
Well, it was definitely a really good crowd, and a lot of interest, and this is what we really need. I mean, we need people that's willing to step up and take control of the situation before it's even more dire. And it's time for, younger people to step up. It's time for, your neighbors, your friends, your relatives to step up and actually take control of the situation.
New faces, there
were several new faces, and they were from.
Talk to them,
and what was neat about last night was it was the first time, and we were figuring. We told them we'd have just about 20 people there. We didn't think we could get 30, but I'll tell you what, between people coming and going, there was almost 30 there.
Yeah,
we had several people come. We had to steal another little table, move it over, and I'm glad for that. We're going to try to find another place. We're going to make it a surprise, but it's going to be real close to Washington's birthday, and we have to find another place. And
on Sunday, February 22nd.
That's what we're going to try to do.
Yeah, that's George Washington's actual birthday.
Well, we're going to try to do that. Maybe we'll come eat a hot dog with the Hillbilly and sign some petitions. We're going to have petition signing there.
Cherry cupcakes.
We're not sure
I'll work on that.
We're not sure about the cherry cupcakes. We haven't got the baker lined up yet, but we think we got it.
I think I can handle cherry cupcakes.
We think we got it covered. But anyways, it's going to be a fun time, and we're doing it. We're doing this for the right reasons. We have to take our county back. We have to show the elite that it's time for them to move aside and let we, the people, take care of things. And maybe, just maybe, in the next few years, we can try to fix this county's budget. We can try to fix the money problems in this county. We got several people working on some different ideas, and that's where we're at with that. I do want to let everybody know that we always go on the Hillbilly Jon show. We'll go ladies before men.
Oh.
But, Melanie Patterson is running for state committee.
Yes, along with Larry.
And Larry Doherty's running. And we got a phone call today. We might have another gentleman that might be wanting to run too. Oh. So we'll see how that works out. And he has
state committee.
Yeah, and he has kind of a famous last name, but I'm not allowed to say anything.
Oh.
But he told me I could say that. We also had a couple people show up last night at the meeting. Guess what? They're Republicans today.
Yes.
And they changed they changed over to be Republicans. I don't know if they're going to run for committee or not, but they changed over to be they were Democrats, and they're fed up with the situation. With the Democrat Party's left them, and now they're wanting to change. So we had a couple people do that. So we were going to get a couple more people, and we're going to work on all these things a little bit at a time, and slow moving. Might slower moving than what we probably like, but in God's time.
You have to be patient. Patience is the virtue that we want. With the snow coming this weekend, and everybody's going to be snowed in, I'm going to make a little suggestion for those people who are sick and tired of these headlines, what we see going on in Fayette County and actually counties and Republican parties across the state of Pennsylvania. Dan Schultz wrote a book in 2017, 2018. It's right here. And it's called How to Get into the Real Ball Game of Politics Where You Live. And to help President Donald Trump make America great again. And he does a great thing in the book. He explains something very important, that the real power in politics does not start in Washington, D.C., or Harrisburg. It starts right here where we live. It's on your street, your neighbor, your town, and your county. Most people think that voting, and this is important with the primary coming up in May, that you vote every 4 years and you're done. You vote for somebody that's president and you're done. But Schultz says that that's not how the game's really won. If we want to win, the real ball game is, and he uses the idea of a baseball game. It's a really easy read. It's a good book. You can download it on your Amazon or your what else do these on your laptop, and you can read it, while it's snowing outside. He says that it's like a baseball game. Voting is like sitting in the stands. Complaining online on Facebook is like yelling at the umpire. What good does that do? It does nothing. So becoming a precinct committee person puts you on the field. And we saw a lot of people last night in Connellsville who want to get on the field, who want to get in the game. And state committee people, such as what we're running for, Larry, and as well as the county chairman of the Republican Party, you're like the coaches. And we hear that. So precinct committee people, you choose who runs as Republicans. You choose party leadership. And we choose, we control endorsements. We help protect elections. You can become a judge of elections. You can work at the polls. We had a couple people last night interested in working as a poll worker and getting the training. They didn't know that. They didn't know that you could be paid and you're trained, and that you don't have to be anybody special. You don't have to have a special last name. You don't have to have any money or have any connections to work at the polls. And that's a great civic duty that many people should look into doing, especially for this May primary. They're always looking for help at the election office. And you contact your election bureau in your county to find more information. Usually that stuff is online too. So I'm giving you all a nice little work list for the whole weekend as we become snowed in Pennsylvania. Here's some interesting things you can do while you're get off the couch and get on the laptop. Schultz also explains how this helps President Trump. Now, we're so proud of all the things that he's doing in Davos and just the long list, it goes on and things he's doing for this country and for the people in the working class. So, he won the election, but the fight is not over. And we realize, we talk about Democrats and Republicans, President Trump didn't just fight Democrats when he won in 2016 and 2020. He fought the political system, which includes Republicans. And Trump needs all of us, strong grassroots Republicans, or conservatives. America First people is how I call it. We don't want career politicians. They're on their way out. We don't want backroom deals, which is obviously happening here in Fayette County with these massive layoffs and, can't balance a budget. We're spending money we don't have, taking us down a dangerous road. And neighbors helping neighbors. That's what you do when you're a grassroots conservative Republican committee person. So when local conservative Republicans take control, we can get those America First candidates to win the primaries. And we're working here with Harry Cochran, who is an American First candidate who's running for a state Senate seat here.
And if you want to learn a little bit more about, I seen there was an article up on the Independent Pen.
Penn has something
today.
out.
They had a really nice article about Harry Cochran. If you want to look at that, find a little bit more information on Harry Cochran, and there's also an article about Larry Doherty up there about his service and what he done for our country, and
where can people
make light
find
of this, and it makes me mad when this man was wounded.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and he gave a lot for this country and come back at a completely different person. And he'll agree. And I don't want to go into all that right now, but he'll agree with me about that. He left here a young man and came back, a man. And he was on the GI. What do you want to call it?
GI travel plan.
GI travel plan.
What's that? Tell me what the GI travel plan is.
Well, you get a one-way ticket most of the time to go over to a country where they hate you.
That's what Larry told me. He said he took me aside one day. He said, John, I'm not scared of these people. He said they dropped me off in a country where everybody hated me.
Oh my gosh.
So he said the only people that were my friends were the ones that came with me.
Wow, Larry, that's something, huh? That God bless you.
Well,
Thank you.
I think the biggest thing is when you do service or anything like that, it defines who you are, and it really makes you appreciate America, because you get to see different things that's happened and the oppressed people over in Iraq and things like that. And then when you come back to the country and then you start seeing the politicians taking advantage of the voters, not listening to the voters, not, being, respectful of them, it burns me. And, one of my favorite quotes is a shepherd will tend to the sheep, but the sheepdog is the one that defends it. Mm-hmm. And, I firmly believe, I like to think as myself as a sheepdog. And because, running for this position, and also just being in the military, we were on the front lines. We were the ones that defended America. We were the ones that defended the oppressed. And it's no different here with this position here I'm running for, is that, we need people that aren't afraid to sit up and say, hey, listen, we work for the voters. We don't work for the politicians. We don't work for the county governments. We want your ideas as the voters. We want to represent you as you want us to represent us. So, and as a voter, I can appreciate that myself, because my wife and myself are voters. I've got family that lives in Fayette County. They're all voters too. And that's what we need to get back to. And that's what the grassroots is you get back to the boots in the trenches, and people have to do that. I mean, and, for folks that's saying, hey, this isn't important, like every single election is important. I worked for the judge of elections for 4 years, and I was elected for another 4 years in my precinct. Mm-hmm. And, I tell everybody, hey, get out and vote. That's your right. Nobody can, the only person that can actually do, to suppress you is yourself. Because when you go out and vote, and we've seen it with President Trump, when you get out and vote and it's so overwhelming, you can't rig elections. I mean, you can't rig it, and we've seen it this time with President Trump. So.
We're putting eyes everywhere. I want to say one thing too, John and Larry. I don't know if you're getting this, but some people think that we're running in a government position. Running for state committee, and if when we win, I want you to be my sheepdog in Harrisburg, okay, Larry? But there is a difference, and people are confusing it. Not people are aware of it. I was not aware of this when I ran in 2018 and 2022. I just didn't feel it was important. But what we're running for as state committee members, representing the voters of Fayette County and our community. So we're not representing a politician. Our state senators or state representatives. We are representing the voters, the grassroots, as we are elected to represent the Republican people of Fayette County in Harrisburg. So that's a pretty powerful position.
It is.
And it had an effect this year, in 2025, with who the chairman of the Republican Party is in the state. And a lot of people were not happy with that. A lot of the Trump supporters and MAGA America First people were not happy with the selection, which was done by state committee people who are elected by the people in their county to represent their voice. And, recently, too, there was articles trying to silence Washington County. The state GOP chairman tried to silence the Washington County Republican Party because they did a vote of confidence for their Senator Cameron Bartolotta. And the chairman of the state GOP says, no, you can't do that. Well, the county chairman came back with a letter that says, oh, yes, we can. So these are important things, and decisions are made by state committee people such as ourselves when we get elected in May. And we would appreciate everyone's vote out there. All the Republicans in Fayette County, please get out and vote for Larry Doherty and Melanie Patterson, the state committee people. And under that, on the ballot, will be in your precinct, hopefully your name will be under there, and people can vote for you to represent them in your neighborhood. That's what the precinct committee person is, the voice from the neighborhood, which is pretty powerful.
It is.
And, the elected leaders they want you to think they're powerful, but when we get together and we make noise and we organize, which is something they don't want us to do. They don't want you to know how you can get control. They don't want us to get together, which is how this country was founded back in taverns in 1776. Local ordinary people getting together and saying enough is enough, and we gave the finger to the British Empire and says we're going to rule ourselves. We are going to do it ourselves.
I always think back to the movie The Patriot, and where they went to the taverns to get to sign people up, to come fight for the United States, for we the people, and then they went to churches too. So it's kind of an odd thing that you go to a tavern and you go to church, but probably there was probably one of them you went to on Saturday night and the other one you went to on Sunday morning. But anyways, but you laugh about that. But you know what? One of the things that one of my favorite things about that movie is when all these guys are coming into the swamp and they're getting ready to go fight the British, and the son says, "These men, they're I don't understand. See, these men." Dad, they're not couth. They're not refined. And he said, "Do you think these are really the men we need?" And he says, "These are absolutely the men we need, because these are the ones that are going to stand their ground." And you think about it. I thought about that because I love history, but the first major battle that was won in the Revolutionary War by the Continentals, by us, was the Battle of King's Mountain, and it was the farmers and the mountain men that walked all night long to fight the British. And General Ferguson was the commander of the militia, the British troops at that time on top of the mountain. He says they'll never get us off of this mountain, and they didn't. They buried him up there, and but that's where we're at right now, folks. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy. There's no more. We have to take the attitude of Donald Trump, and we got to move forward. And if we don't get it done while Donald Trump's in president, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We have to take back what's ours, and we, the people, are going to have to do it. It's time. It's time.
And this primary.
Yes.
This primary is the first, hurdle we have to achieve right now with state committee.
Yep.
State committee leaders and precinct committee people. It's so very important. It's the grassroots. We're the boots on the ground. We saw it last night. People like Larry stepping forward that probably never would have thought this a year or two ago, huh?
No, absolutely
Ever
not.
thought about it?
Nope.
I gave the example last night, downtown Bell Vernon. We had, for the first time, a Republican majority in a little borough of downtown Bell Vernon, where we have 3 Republicans, and they started out as precinct committee people and poll workers that said, you know what, I'm going to run for council. And they won. One of them won by 1 vote. Downtown Bell Vernon. So when you say your vote doesn't count, yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
At the grassroots level
Yep.
in downtown Bell Vernon, it meant, so for the first time, they're going to have a majority. We're going to see some changes in the borough of Bell Vernon because we have common, ordinary people who have
Yep.
stepped out, who, like Dan Schultz says, get in the game, get in the baseball game, put me in, coach.
Yep.
We're doing that in Fayette County.
And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep moving forward. And we're gonna get knocked down. We're gonna they're gonna kick at us. They're gonna kick stones at us, and they're gonna try to do whatever they can. But you know what? We're gonna keep on moving forward. We're gonna get back up, dust ourselves off, and keep moving forward. And that's what we have to do. It ain't how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get back up.
Yeah.
And that's what they don't realize about the people here that we're trying to gather up. Yeah, they can. They're not the elitists, and we don't want that. We want regular people. And we had people from both sides of the mountain at that meeting last night, and which really tickled me. And it was good. It was good. I mean, like I said, we had all kinds of different municipalities. A lot of them were from Connersville because that's where we had it at. But we're getting there. We're getting there, and we'll keep moving forward. And I really am tickled about that. We got some people that contacted me today from Redstone Township, so we're going to see if they're going to want to do something too. So that'll be good.
This is new for a lot of people, so we're introducing something that they never thought, and that's what the swamp wants. They want to keep you in the dark. They don't want you to know what we know.
Well,
they don't want you to know what we know.
No, and there's no transparency right now.
None.
And that's what we got to get back. We got to show the voters, and you got to win their trust every single day, and you got to win the respect every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not something given, and I'm not, and I'm sure you're not, and John's not. Nobody's asking for your respect to be given lightly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and that's the thing. We want to show you what we can actually do for your county and for you as individuals and as a whole. and all we need is a chance.
And that's something, as a veteran, you learned, as a leader with the men that you were counting on to save your life to.
Absolutely. And the biggest thing is it was mission first, and then as an NCO, troops mission first, and then troops second. We always made sure our troops was taken care of, and the troops right now are our voters. That's our voter base. Yeah. We need to take care of you folks. I mean, it's not backyard deals and things like that. I mean, we have to come up to you guys and see what you need. I mean, it's your needs that need to be met. It has nothing to do with politics or anything like that. We need to get back to where we need to be as far as respecting our voters and actually listening to our voters.
To them, yeah, listening to everyone last night was a beauty of the meeting. Seeing people face to face. Some of them I know from Facebook. They're a Facebook friend. But they read all of the stuff that they follow John, they follow the articles. It was nice to meet them face to face and to hear their concerns.
Absolutely.
And their thoughts. That's special, and we're ready to do it, meet in any coffee shops or get-togethers with anybody in these precincts who wants more information. Or they can go to magapatriots.org. We have information on there. Or John Marietta.
JohnMarietta.com.
JohnMarietta.com is another source for information to find out.
And then both of them websites, believe it or not, it's unbelievable how many people view them websites every day. And of course, we'll get Harry to get it up on his website too. And Harry's going to be on with us on Tuesday. And Harry did such a good job the last time with everything, explaining how things are. And I can't hardly wait. But I think we did enough of that. I think everybody was a Giant Eagle in Shop and Save and in all the different stores today.
Chipped ham is gone off the shelves.
Yeah, everybody's having barbecued, Isley's barbecued chipped ham, and they bought all the sauces gone. And
we have to leave right now. We're going to the store to get milk, eggs, and we don't need toilet paper, do we, Bob? No, we're okay with toilet paper, but we need to get milk, eggs, and maybe some cereal we'll have.
Yeah, but
we just hope
stay safe.
Okay.
Stay safe. Don't overdo it. I mean, if the snow comes down, I had a good friend of mine. He was determined that he was going to shovel out his driveway, and this has been a good many years ago. And he was determined he was going to shovel out his driveway, and he overdid it, and he was there. He was up in the mountain by himself, and he ended up. He got back to the house, but he had a heart attack and passed away. And so don't overdo it. The snow's gonna be there. Maybe we can get a neighbor boy or somebody to help you or whatever. But
I'm sure there's people too. At times like that, people right off the street will come out and help those. Look at your neighbor. Check on your neighbor. Make sure they have power, they have water, they have blankets, they're okay.
And like I said, we need to say a prayer for all the linemen, the EMS workers, the firemen, because there's probably going to be, if we get the amount of snow, there's probably going to be some limbs come down. Then there's probably going to be some things happening, and so don't get mad about it. We'll all get through it. And I remember '96 quite well because there was a car wreck that my wife was in, and she was in Morgantown Hospital, and we had 3 feet of snow, and it was just like it was getting back and forth was a real something. And but anyways, we'll keep on. Everybody needs to keep on keeping on. We'll do the right things.
And check on your neighbors.
Yeah, and check on your neighbors. And by the way, if you can't get to church, if the power and the internet are still working, or I'm sure you'll be able to watch something on TV or on their Facebook. I'm sure there's going to be plenty.
Read a book.
Yeah,
download the book by Dan Schwartz, or read if you really want to get into it. If it's a long weekend, A Choice Is Not an Echo by Phyllis Schlafly, another excellent book to read about leadership.
Okay, so when Nick gets back in here, I think we're going to close up for the day. But anything else from you, Larry?
No, just remember to get out and vote. And your votes count. I mean, every single vote counts.
You still got to take your animals even though there's snow on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, but that's commitment.
What are you putting them in a place for the week?
Yeah, we've got barns.
Here we go. I always close with this on Fridays. Life is short. Live it. Love is rare. Grab it. Memories are sweet. Cherish them. Faith is being tested. Stand firm. Time is precious. Make the most of it. Trust God and take the ride. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I am John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions